Sorry for the delay, part 2 of this review. Welcome back to Nick's DVD review, episode 1, part 2, continuing with Friday the 13th, part 1, the Uncut edition. This is the one we're doing. Okay, I was about to talk about the killings in this movie. Well, I already mentioned about the first one. Yes, the first killing, which was killed very early in the movie. Now for the other killings. The first killing of the counselors. Yes, the counselors get killed off. It's typical for slash movies in the 80s to do this. Yeah. Let's see. I believe one of the female counselors get killed off next. Yes. She gets stabbed while taking a shower after she and the Kevin Bacon character had sex. Yeah, they had sex, and afterwards he put his tank top back on and started smoking pot. Then right after she finished taking a shower, the killer killed her, and she was left hanging in a way in a strange version of a latrine. Yeah. I've been in latrines. They're very dirty. They never usually clean them. This one's actually indoors. And then not only after she gets killed, the Kevin Bacon character gets killed off in a very interesting way. First, the killer puts the killer's hand on top of the forehead and then sticks an arrow right up to the bed he's laying on, right through his neck. Yes, try to wrap your head around that. And let me see. I believe that's 4 killings so far. Yeah, 4. Then they kill off the other female camp counselor, not the one who survives. Kill off the other one by simply just stabbing her and just leaving her someplace. Then the next person who gets killed is the camp director. The first and only time ever in these movies that the camp director has been killed off. Steve Christie. That's the character's name, Steve Christie. Yeah, he gets killed off basically by being stabbed, and then it's implied that he died. Of course, at this time, it's actually raining outside. At this point in the movie, it's actually raining. And everybody's dead. There's only one character left. The character of Alice. The reason I'm rushing through the killings is because I gotta eat some lunch. Pretty much, right after she finds everybody dead in very strange poses, by the way, then she meets the killer along the way. He runs into somebody who used to work at the camp, Mrs. Voorhees. Those of you who've seen this movie know who this person is. I've seen the movie several times. And then, lo and behold, she follows her into where she discovers the bodies, and has discovered that Mrs. Voorhees is, spoiler alert, is the killer. She's the one who's been killing all the counselors, and killing pretty much everybody else in the movie. Yeah, they have a brief fight, they go back and forth. And then, this is actually a first. They couldn't do this in the sequels. After fighting her on the beach near the lake, she somehow got her hands on the machete she knocked it out of her hand, and then she chopped her head off. This will later play into the events of the next movie. Of course, the police do show up finally, discover all the bodies, and she's left somewhat traumatized. That is somewhat typical of these movies, that the survivor is usually traumatized in some way, shape, or form. Now, she does come back for the sequel. I will discuss that another time. But meanwhile, now since there is one other thing before the movie ends. It does put some music in there. The director, let's see, the movie is directed by, if I can find the name, Victor Miller is the one who wrote this movie. Wrote the script for this movie. Let's see. The director is. Let's see. Barry Abrams. I don't think this person's related to J.J. Abrams. But he's listed as director of photography. They don't list an actual director on the case I got, which is basically this. The 4-pack. Let's put it through here. Yeah, the 4-pack, which has all the first 4 movies. I got this for about I'd say $9. I got it at Walmart. The only 4-pack I got. Okay. The movie itself, which came out in 1980, of course this is unrated. This movie is 98 minutes long. The thing also, since I'm done with, there's one thing I also forgot. Leads in the credits, puts music in. She's in a boat trying to escape the camp. Of course, there's a couple of cops there, but I'm thinking, finally the cops are here. And then something comes out of the water. A hallucination of a Jason Voorhees as a little boy when he's disfigured. And the movie ends basically with her in the hospital. She just woke up like she just fell in the water. And she's like, "What about the boy?" And the sheriff's like, "We found no boy." And then she says, "Then he's still there." Now, it has been 33 years since this movie came out. So I'm sure that a lot of, basically, people have seen this movie by now. Those of you who haven't, either pick up this if Walmart still sells it, or you can buy it separately for $5 in the $5 bin. I'm not sure exactly where you can find it. I've never found Friday the 13th on VHS, but I have found plenty on DVD. Alright, my final thoughts on this. It's a good start to the movie series. Of course, the movies do get better, with the exception of the 5th one. It's an okay movie. It's one of 2 movies, along with the 5th one, to have a very low body count. Only about 8 people die in this entire movie. Oh, in case you're wondering where I am, why am I not in my room? I'm having some bad internet connection there, so I decided to move out here. Okay? Now, as for my rating of this movie, it's a good start to the series. It's okay. Interesting movie. So, my star rating is 4 out of 5. I took the star up because, well, it could have been better. Also, there is the other reason is it's because the sequel's a lot better. Yeah, the reason why it's uncut because when it came out, it was a special edition version of it, and this picture is exactly how it is on DVD. How it is on the original DVD version of this movie. Of course, this is the only movie where Jason Voorhees, one of 2 movies where Jason Voorhees himself is not the main killer. The other is the 5th one. He's in the movie, but it's an hallucination by the person who kills him in Part 4, which I'll get to another time. Now, DVD itself also contains a commentary by director, now I found the director, Sean S. Cunningham, with the cast and crew. There are fresh cuts, tales from Friday the 13th. That I've actually watched that. That's actually from a convention. Let's see, the man behind the legacy, the director, obviously. Oh, this is one from the convention. A Friday the 13th reunion, where it reveals the reason why that Betsy Palmer took the role of Pamela Voorhees. They reveal this in a few movies later when they went to see her grave. It's because she wanted to get money for a car. And the person who played Alice, the only reason why she got the part because they wanted somebody who could be a good screamer. Yeah. And they even had the guy who played Jason Voorhees in the movie when he was a little kid. Now this is possibly the only time in the entire, one of 3 times ever in the history of Jason Voorhees where you actually see him as a child. The only other time you see him as a child is in Part 8 and in Freddy vs. Jason. Those are the only other 2 times you see him as a child. The rest of the movies have him as an adult. Or he's still got a disfigured face, but he's wearing a mask. When I get a chance to do Part 2, I'll tell you what type of mask he's wearing in the movie. And besides the survivor coming back to the sequel, which is quite typical, and of course they use stock footage. They use actually the ending of this movie that I just finished reviewing. They use that as sort of the beginning. Now they do this in pretty much almost all of the all the sequels. They do this for, as far as I can tell. They use the ending as sort of a recap of the ending of the previous movie, just in case you missed it. Now I'm not sure exactly why they do this for. All right. Now after this video, I'm going to do an interlude video. And I will do these videos once in a while. So, this is me wrapping up Nick's Review, Episode 1, Part 2, Friday the 13th, Uncut. So, see you later.